This is Guitar Business Radio, the holiday show for 2018. There's not going to be any reviews or demos, and the chatter will not be idle. But we will have appearances from many of our previous guests on the show who will be sharing their messages for the holidays and the new year. Hi everyone, I'm Jeffrey D. Brown, and welcome to the first ever GBR Holiday Show. It's Christmas Day in the United States. We're coming to you from Newport Beach, California, where the weather is exactly what you might expect for this time of year. You know, this has really been an extraordinary year in so many ways. GBR came to life on January 23rd with a trailer just in time for the Winter NAMM show. I really didn't know how any of this would evolve, but I knew this was the right thing to do. It had been in my blood for a long time. I spent most of my college years doing radio. My dad was in radio. And even though I had been devoted to becoming an architect since about the age of 9, I was fascinated with radio because of my dad, and I made a last-minute switch in college from architecture to radio and TV. Unfortunately, when I finished college and it was time to go out and get into the business of being in radio, I discovered the hard reality that I was going to have to move away to a small town somewhere in the middle of nowhere, working for pretty much no money. I was sure there must be a better way. I thought, I'm going to take some time to just make some money for a while, and then I will come back to this. I'll come back to it. Really. Well, ironically, I ended up using many of the skills developed through my interest in architecture later on as an agency guy and designer, magazine, publisher, writer, and other stuff like that. But the radio bug was always in me. So although it took over 40 years, I did come back to it, and in the form of Guitar Business Radio. Not exactly what I had envisioned back in the 70s, but this is the new radio, isn't it? Now with GBR, there's been a lot of trial and error. As some of you know, we file that into the R&D bucket. There are no failures, but there was certainly a learning curve. When you compare our later shows with many of the earlier ones, you'll see big differences in the content structure. There's been a lot of fine-tuning to get it where it is today, but that process will not stop. Change happens, and regularly. We'll continue to make adjustments and improvements as needed along the way. More importantly, we'll be adding more components to fill out and utilize the Guitar Business brand because we are all about the business of guitar. Now for this holiday special show, we invited a bunch of our previous guests to come on the show with their own personal holiday message for all of our listeners. We couldn't put everybody on, and some were just not able to appear, but we're very happy to be joined by this great group of folks, all of whom are truly friends of GBR, and we so appreciate that. Patricia Butler of ArtistWorks joined us on episode 20. She's been a great friend of the show and sent a lot of folks our way. We really appreciate her, and here's her message for you.
Hi, this is Patricia Butler. I'm the CEO and co-founder of ArtistWorks.com, and we're a place where master musicians can come to teach online. I've been thinking about the last year and all of the different campaigns that we ran, and the one that got the most positive feedback was called Pass Down Sound. And the concept was for people in the ArtistWorks world to not only talk about the role playing music has had in their life, but also how music was passed down to them. For many, myself included, our families were really influential in sharing musical moments for us. And I can remember when I was maybe about 5 years old and I was holding my grandfather's music at Christmas while he played the accordion. And of course, everybody in the family was singing Christmas carols. And I think that these kinds of musical moments can really create a spark. They did for me. And it lived on and became the catalyst for me becoming a lifelong musician. So after our campaign, a lot of folks reached out to us and they shared their story. And to them, these musical moments have been so pivotal that they were actually captured by a photo, and everybody, without exception, knew exactly who was in that photo, when it was taken, where it was, and they knew it in their lives because it represented a really important moment. But also plenty of people that could recall these important and often holiday-related memories hadn't really considered how they were going to pass along music to their children and even to their circle of friends. So from everybody here at ArtistWorks, we wish you a wonderful holiday season and, of course, the most musical new year possible. But we also hope that you too can create a new musical moment for someone else and for yourself so that you too can have the opportunity to pass down sound in your life. Happy holidays from everybody here at ArtistWorks.
Howard Paul, who was with us on episode 17, is just an all-around good guy, which includes being a terrific jazz guitar player, still doing a couple of hundred dates a year, all the while tending to his day job as CEO of Benedetto Guitars. Here's Howard.
Hi, everybody out there on Guitar Business Radio. My name is Howard Paul, President and CEO of Benedetto Guitars, located in Savannah, Georgia. And on behalf of every one of our employees, we like to think of them more as family members here. There are 12 of us. We want to wish you and yours a very happy and healthy holiday season and new year. Benedetto is celebrating our 50th year this year, and we're getting ready to begin the first half of the next century on January 1st. We'll be at NAMM, so if you're stopping by the NAMM show in Anaheim, come and check us out. And we hope in the meantime, when you are thinking about jazz guitar, you'll think about Bob Benedetto and Benedetto Guitars. Thank you.
Wilkins is like a household name in the guitar finishing business for multiple decades, also a builder of excellent road-tested basses, and was with us really from the beginning on episode 2, and he's back.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Wilkins from Wilkins Guitars and Finishes, and I want to wish everyone a very happy holiday season coming up. I want to let you all know that everyone here at Wilkins is looking forward to a wonderful new year. And the beginning of the next new year, we will be at NAMM this year again. So if you're going to be there, come and visit us at booth 5127. We'll have the same beautiful and wonderful instruments that we always have. But this year, we're going to have something a little special. We're going to be introducing a new line of instruments that I think you're going to want to come and check out. So if you're going to be there, please come on by. We've had a great year this year, thanks to everyone that has called and sent us their work and ordered basses and guitars. And we want to send a special thank you to all the people out there who have made our business a successful one over all the years that we've been here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the love that you give us. And we want to send our love back to you and let you know that we hope you have a wonderful holiday season and a wonderful new year coming up.
Phil Rich of Sweetwater, well, he was here on episode 38 with a great inside view of the giant online retailer that has created a sprawling operation in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and he has a wonderful message for us today.
This is Phil Rich from Sweetwater, and I remember when I was 15 years old getting an electric guitar for Christmas, and I tell you, still the most memorable and awesome Christmas ever. It was a white Stratocaster, and I played that guitar for years and years and years and loved it and cherished it so much, and then passed it on to my brother so that he could do the same thing. Music is such a special thing for all of us, and I'm so thankful to be part of the Sweetwater family. And from all of us at Sweetwater, to all of you musicians and Guitar Business Radio listeners out there, and to you, Jeff, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a safe and Happy New Year.
Rick Taylor joined us on episode 42 to provide a unique insight into the distribution side of the business from RBI Music. They're the distributor of the Vintage and Fret King brand guitars. So here's Rick.
Hello, this is Rick Taylor from RBI Music. As we forge ahead into 2019, I'm reminded of what an honor it is to be in this business surrounded by so many creative and passionate people. Music is a unique art form. The tools we manufacture and sell are a critical link in helping musicians create and perform some of the music that we choose to become part of our lives. How cool is that? We at RBI Music would like to wish Jeffrey Brown and all his loyal listeners a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Well, I don't use the word legendary too often, but it's hard not to attach that term to the great guitar builder and one of the original founders of the Fender Custom Shop, Michael Stevens. He came to us on episode 19 from out in the middle of somewhere in Texas that you probably have to drive quite a ways to get to, but he's always got something interesting to say.
Howdy. From the mountains of far west Texas, this is Michael Stevens Electrical Instruments down here a little bit south of Alpine, and wanted to send out a holiday greeting to all you guitar freaks out there and just say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you and all of the people that you love. I'm back up and running, building guitars, and I'm not hard to find. So, Happy New Year.
Jon Moody of GHS Strings showed up on episode 6 of GBR wearing a bow tie. Now, that alone gives him unique status on this show, and we've had him on a couple of times, and he's back with a holiday message for you.
This is Jon Moody with GHS Strings and Rocktron, wishing you and yours a very happy, healthy, and festive holiday season. 2018 has brought everyone a lot of trials and tribulations for sure, but at the same time, it's brought us all a lot of hope and inspiration for the next years to come. With that in mind, when you're getting together this year with family, friends, or even smiling at the stranger as you walk down the street, you keep that in mind as we move forward all together. And for those of my friends that are going to be at the NAMM show in about a month, please stop by booth 4614 in Hall D and say hi to yours truly. As usual, it's not going to be hard to find me. Just look for the guy with the bow tie with the coffee cup in hand, bossing everybody around.
Professor Richard Smith, who's often associated with the academic world at USC, is in fact a highly talented guitar player and recording artist in his own right, and brought us a very different angle on the world of guitar in episode 26. Here's a view especially for you.
Hi, this is Richard Smith, contemporary jazz guitar player, recording artist, and professor of music. And, well, I'd like to say something about the holidays and music. First off, the Christmas of my youth in Eugene, Oregon were always gray and wet as opposed to white and snowy, because that's just the way Oregon is in the winter. But magic nonetheless. My father built boats out in the garage, and one cold winter, he put a wood-burning stove in there, and my job was to keep that fire going no matter what with scraps that accumulated from various build projects on the boat. And some gorgeous pieces of mahogany and spruce and cedar and oak and maple and pine, all these are guitar woods. They all ended up getting thrown into that fire. And but maybe that was the beginning of my appreciation for woods and the tones and so forth that they produce in a guitar. Anyway, the first thing that I noticed was they burn so differently. There's cracklers, and there were stinkers, and some burned longer than others, and so forth. So kind of the beginning of my appreciation for good wood. And anyway, one year, I think I was 8, my grandmother got my first guitar. And it was sitting out on the couch next to the Christmas tree in the morning, and I walked up to it and I strummed it, and man, I still remember that warm, magical feeling that came over me as I strummed that first chord, and I was sold. Never looked back after that. And so Christmas will always have a bit of that magic in it for me, and it'll always be linked to boats and family and fires and the sound of a guitar. So happy holidays, everybody.
Beth Marlis is a wonderful guitarist and has really made a mark in the community at a high level at Musicians Institute for over 3 decades. We had an amazing chat with her on episode 31, and she has a unique message for all of you.
Hey everybody, this is Beth Marlis from the Musicians Institute. Wishing you and yours a very happy holiday. And while you're at it, be sure to have a swinging New Year. Happy holidays, everybody.
Well, I suspect very few of you will not recognize the name of Michael Molenda. He was, until earlier this year, the editor of Guitar Player magazine for 21 years. Our interview with him on episode 32 was the first time he publicly talked in detail about his departure from GP. Here's Mike.
Happy holidays, everyone. This is Michael Molenda, the former editor boy at Guitar Player magazine and current guardian at guardiansofguitar.com. So 2018 could have been more awesome. I was laid off after 21 years at Guitar Player magazine when the brand was bought by Future UK. But that little bump in the year aside, I continue to be thrilled and inspired and intrigued by all the awesome work that so many wonderful guitar players and savvy manufacturers are doing out there. So I guess my wish for 2019 is let's keep doing it. Let's keep freaking people out. Let's keep making people cry. Let's keep making people just go, oh my goodness, I've never heard a guitar do that before. Let's just keep the guitar in front of everybody's faces, because I think the more people that play guitar, the more chance there is for peace in the world.
Carl Verheyen is one of the busiest guitar players on the planet. He joined us on episode 24 with an enlightening discussion on exactly how he manages to stay that busy. We're happy he's back with a holiday message for you.
Hey everybody, this is Carl Verheyen wishing you all a very Merry Christmas. I'm in a recording studio, as you can probably tell, Sweetwater Sound in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And this is my last day of recording, and I'm getting ready to head home to Los Angeles, California, and that's it for the year. I'm done for the year. So anyway, wishing everybody a great Christmas, and enjoy Guitar Business Radio. It's one of my favorite online sources for finding out what's going on in the business of music and the guitar in general. All right, take care. Bye-bye, everybody.
Nathan East is not only an incredible bass player with a resume that includes decades of accomplishments like being a founding member of Fourplay, playing with Eric Clapton for over 30 years, and on it goes. On top of all that, he has a great radio voice, as exemplified by his message right here.
Hi, this is Nathan East of Fourplay, and I'd like to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season. This is the time of year I usually like to reflect on all the things that I'm grateful for, like music and family and friends and good health and the many blessings this life brings. So as the sun sets on another year, I'm sending wishes to everyone for a healthy and happy new year. And have yourself a Merry Christmas.
Well, Well, I had the pleasure of interviewing Tish Ciravolo, CEO of Daisy Rock Guitars, on episode 35. And then later on episode 40, her husband, Michael Ciravolo, who's the CEO of Schecter Guitars. Both were amazing, and they were gracious enough to join us together with their holiday thoughts.
Hi, this is Tish Ciravolo, and I'm president and founder of Daisy Rock Girl Guitars.
And I'm Michael Ciravolo, president of Schecter Guitar Research, and collectively we are
Beauty and Chaos. We wanted to wish you such a happy holiday today. We are changing the lives of every girl out there that opens a cute little guitar box on Christmas morning and finds her music and finds her muse. And we love Christmas because that's what we do.
And I'd like to wish everyone a Merry and blessed Christmas and a fantastic 2019, and see Schecter at NAMM. And we'd like to say thank you. And we've been very happy to be part of Guitar Business Radio and wishing that to continued success.
And don't forget, this year, www.daisyrock.com is completely different. So please feel free to go onto the website, check out all the new fun stuff that we're going to have for 2019. Come see us at our NAMM booth with KMC and see the new ukuleles that we'll have on display. And I wish all of the Guitar Business Radio listening audience a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays!
Well, there you have it. All of our special holiday messages, except one. There is one more, not that that should be a surprise. But I thought I would close out the show with some thoughts on the new year. You know, I only got this message around 10 years ago or so. But like so many people, I used to spend a sizable portion of my conscious hours dwelling on or lamenting things from the past. And when I wasn't busy doing that, I would devote as much time as possible to worrying about things that might, but mostly never happened in the future. How many of you still do that, or know people who do? The problem with that kind of thinking, of course, is that it bypasses the only thing we really have and can count on. And that, as you might guess, is conveniently right here and right now. The moment, as we like to say. So in thinking about the celebration of the new year, we can take a few moments to think about the previous year. People often say, count your blessings. I would say recount them. Those are the things worth thinking about. And that changes everything. For everything else, just file it in the R&D folder where it belongs. Use what you learn to your advantage, but leave it in the folder. As for the new year, well, I've talked a lot about stuff related to that generally. I've talked about the perils of the expectation game. Don't set yourself up for disappointment or worse, failure, even though it's all R&D. When the outcomes are variable, operate in the expectancy of the best possible result. If you feel the uncontrollable urge to disagree with someone, control it. And don't be disagreeable. Offer up another opinion instead. When you're sure that some constructive criticism is in order, don't be an oxymoron. Try skipping the criticism and instead lay out some positive suggestions that may help neutralize the condition or circumstance that you're critical of. And the next time you feel overwhelmed, nothing is working, and life is too complicated, make it simple. The simpler things are, the easier they are to focus on. The clearer your focus is, the less likely you are to make bad decisions. As for the coming year, well, I'm going to be honest with you. My number one resolution is going to be to follow my own advice. I'm going to try really hard to do all the things I've talked about and written about, but it's not always easy. It takes some thought and some discipline. But like playing music, practice does make a difference. So with that in mind, I plan on staying positive. I will stay focused on my destination. But you can be sure that I will keep all my options open on how I'm going to get there. Thank you so much for being part of GBR this year. Enjoy the holidays and Happy New Year, everyone. And I'll see you in 2019 on episode 47.